Today, Fortnite dropped a ton of leaks about Season 4, including an end-of-season event and a potential collaboration with Lord of the Rings. But guys, I was wrong. I said in a video that Stark Industries and the Iron Man mythics were gone forever, but it looks like they're coming back. Leakers found out that the Iron Man mythic repulsors were updated in the game files, so they could be coming back in Season 4, but that's not all. If you guys didn't know, there's actually a Fortnite X Marvel comic out right now with 5 issues, and each issue gives you 1 reward, but if you get all 5, there's actually a 6th secret reward. But the writer of the comics already revealed that the final reward is a new Iron Man skin, and the final issue of these comics is coming out on September 28th, which is in the first week of Season 4. A big leak that we just got is the med box that Epic is working on in the game files. It will work like a chest or an ammo crate, but it only gives you heals. So you might say, what's interesting about that? We already have coolers, but here's the interesting part. They drop bandages, med kits, minis, big shields, pretty much any heal. They also drop chug jugs and slurp juices. In my opinion, chug jugs are so iconic. They deserve to be in every season, and this has me super excited for Season 4. Next up, we're getting a few updates to the NPCs. So we already talked about the fact that the NPCs, once you hire them, are going to be able to be given commands in combat, making them a lot less useless when you hire them to fight with you. But we have more news about the NPCs. You're actually going to be able to buy a disguise from them. You pay 75 gold and it works like the Mystique emote. You transform into a random skin, and if you get damaged, you turn back to your normal skin. I don't really see how this is going to be very useful, but I'm definitely going to try to troll Nick A30 in the next undercover hide and seek. So one huge piece of news that a lot of people missed was during all of last week, the only songs playing on the Fortnite Icon radio were by Eminem. People assumed he'd be the next member of the Icon series and that a big announcement was coming, but then Fortnite just kind of tweeted out that Eminem was on the Icon radio station, and that's it. Typically, that's not how they'd announce a full-on collaboration, so maybe it was just an activation to promote his new album, but we'll never really know for sure until we figure out what's happening with the Rift Tour Part 2. If you guys remember earlier this chapter, Juice WRLD's manager had heavily teased that something was in the works with Fortnite. A Juice WRLD concert or a Rift Tour, just like Ariana Grande had, could definitely still be on the table. And if you think about it, the timing with Eminem makes a lot more sense too, because his most popular recent song is Godzilla featuring Juice WRLD. Now we're still long ways from confirming that another concert is happening, but I'll definitely keep my eyes out. But what about an end of season event? Will there be one this season? There really hasn't been a ton of story development to kind of indicate to us that there's going to be an end of season event, and we're getting one more update before the end of the season. That's update 21.5 on September 6th, but we're also getting a 21.51 content update before the end of the season, and usually Epic doesn't do this unless they're trying to hide a lot of the info about the event or whatever they have planned for the end of the season. So having an end of season event is definitely not off the table yet. One event we're getting for sure is the Reboot Rally event. Before you guys get too excited, it's most likely another refer a friend program, but reboots could be a big part of Season 4 because there was the portable reboot item that got leaked in the game files. Another thing that leaked was that the Storm King boss got its files updated, and this kind of lines up with the theory of the Rift Tour because he was featured in the last one with Ariana Grande, but most likely the Storm King is actually returning in Fortnitemares 2022. Epic always goes crazy for their Halloween event, and this year is no different. We already have a ton of Halloween skins confirmed in the files, and even rumors of a brand new LTM for this Fortnitemares, a zero build version of the Horde Rush mode that we got to see last year. Another thing we also know for Season 4 is that it's going to be Fortnite's 5th anniversary. That's honestly crazy. We've been making Fortnite content for 5 years, playing the game for 5 years. I still feel like the game is only like a year and a half old. I'm sure they're gonna do something huge on September 26th to celebrate. We also already got updated presents and birthday cakes in the game files. It's not all fun and games though, because as I discussed before, in Season 4, we're most likely getting a new version of the mech that will be able to sprint and even block, most likely definitely a more defensive version of the mech. I just hope it's balanced and doesn't break the game. I do have some faith after the recent updates. And it's not just the mechs, because planes were also updated in the game files and a bunch of their damage numbers were changed. You also can't redeploy once exiting out of the planes. And they actually have a really good chance of returning in the next update because they also changed their interaction with impulses, which are in the game right now. We also know in the next update that there is a saddler item that was leaked at the beginning of the season and it's nowhere to be found. But it looks like it's some sort of harpoon for animals. Maybe it lets you jump on animals a lot quicker and easier. In my opinion, there's probably more to it. I guess we'll just have to see. But will we be seeing in first person? That's right. Fortnite first person mode has been teased and updated in the game files a lot this year. Don't be surprised if we hop in season 4 and like the first week is first person mode only. We also know we're getting a huge collab before the end of the season, and that's with the legendary FPS franchise Doom. Doom is free on the Epic Game Store until the 25th, and a trusted insider said that the Doom collab could be in the works as early as next week. But this insider also revealed that we're potentially getting a Lord of the Rings collab as well. And this isn't just speculation. There is an in-game teaser. The Rock family has been building a castle, and people just made the connection that it looks exactly like Helm's Deep from Lord of the Rings. We already got Goku and Vegeta hitting the gritty, and now Gandalf himself might be joining them. So now that the Daily Bugle has been transformed by the reality tree into Lazy Lagoon, a lot of people are wondering what the next POI is that's going to change. And some of you might have not noticed, but the reality tree has made its way to Spawn Island, and Spawn Island is going to be transforming because of the reality tree, which means we might see the OG Spawn Island make a return, considering the fact that it's probably going to turn into one of the older Spawn Islands. And guys, we have a lot of information about what might be coming in season 4, but what is the actual theme of the season? People are saying that it's most likely going to be a superhero theme, especially with this news about another Iron Man skin. But personally speaking, I'm not really convinced. There's just not enough main character superheroes to do a full battle pass and keep it interesting. And honestly, we've done 2 superhero seasons in chapter 1 and 2, and there's like a lot of theories about how the seasons of Fortnite repeat like we saw in chapter 1 and chapter 2. But so far in chapter 3, these first 3 seasons have not really repeated the previous season's rhythm and flow, and I think we can expect something new and fresh in season 4. And one of the more bizarre parts of this update is there's actually a purple car that spawns on the Fortnite map right now, and it's a pretty rare chance for it to spawn. Is this teasing a storyline update or some future collab? Probably not. I really don't know why Fortnite added this. And finally, motorcycles. They have been teased from the start of the season. They're even in the trailer of this season, and all of their files were removed this season. But don't worry though, this is actually what usually happens before an item is released in the next season, so definitely look out for motorcycles in season 4. Guys, stay tuned. I'm literally going to be there for all the season 4 content.